Okay, legends, welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all having an amazing day today. In today's video, we are taking a look at the crypto market, discussing Bitcoin on the short term and the macro, going over some major warning signs on the weekly, and even discussing the broader markets. We are diving deep into why this is really the last chance for Bitcoin to bounce to prevent a larger and much more aggressive correction, potentially as low as 70,000. We're going to be going over absolutely everything you need to know about what is happening and what is likely to occur. Before we get into it, smash the like button, hit the comment button, and subscribe to the channel. We post daily videos for Bitcoin focusing on the facts, the data, the technical, and the structural information. No hype, no BS, no emotion, pure raw TA. If that is the kind of content you are interested in, join us on Telegram. That is the first link down below. You'll get access to charts, updates, videos, educational posts, news events, and everything you need to stay in the loop for cryptocurrency with Bitcoin and the relevant economic news. And if you are interested in taking your trading to the next level, join us in VIP, where we post trading setups with exact entries, exact targets, exact stop losses, trade justification, exclusive analysis, and so much more. You'll also get access to all of our group chats, our general chat, our trading chat and education chat, our daily video, our help, our news, our trade setup, and community setup chat. If you are interested in getting access to that with over 700 members, contact me in the pinned comment of the free channel by contacting the admin. You can find out more information with the first link to see a 50+ month trading track record, and the second link being a 10+ minute video inside the VIP channel. Check it out, we'll see you in there, and let's dive on in. So as we can see, over the past 24 hours, we really haven't seen all that much happen for Bitcoin. Look at this, some sideways consolidation over here, some of the lowest volatility we have now seen for quite a few weeks. And although it's nice to have these periods of stagnation, it is ridiculously boring in cryptocurrency market where everything feels like it's moving, 200 miles an hour 24/7. But we are going to be discussing what is happening on the bigger picture, why this level, particularly this uptrend we're discussing over here today, is so important, and more or less why Bitcoin may be able to prevent a steeper correction, and what that steeper correction could potentially look like if we fail to hold these levels of support. So let's start on the market data of 24-hour volume and liquidation. Let's take a look at that information. The liquidation data is down 75% at 177 million, really going to show you how low the volatility is overall in the market right now, with 136 million coming from longs and 41 million coming from shorts. Volume is down 63% at some of the lowest we have seen for around about 2.5 months, maybe even for the entirety of 2025, at just over 100 billion. Moving over to the rest of the markets, the DXY has more or less corrected towards our key level of support. We are watching to see how this market opens. Mainly that midline of the channel is going to be a potential reversal point. And of course, if you have been following our channel, you would know we did discuss that if we were to lose this horizontal level of support, this 1 year long level of support over here, it was once resistance. It did turn into support. We were expecting a correction towards the midline. We have now seen that play out. So watching how the DXY moves coming into the new week, we do of course have some major events such as our CPI data on the 12th, keeping close eye on that. The S&P 500 has corrected towards our target, perfectly testing both the 50 EMA and that horizontal level of support at 5,700. Again, overall, the chart is not looking fantastic. It does look like it has the potential to initiate a higher time frame correction, particularly if that 50 EMA is lost. We may see a correction all the way down to this 5,300 level. Of course, to avoid that correction, we are going to need to see momentum flip back positive. And for that to occur, that RSI is going to need to break this trend line. Of course, for us to even see that, this level of confidence at the 50 EMA and the horizontal support of 5,700, will be required to sustain for a reversal to develop, but if we fail to do so, that steeper correction is incoming. So not only just Bitcoin is in a critical position here with that weekly uptrend in the RSI potentially breaking down, we can see the broader markets have corrected now to what we would call a trigger point, which is essentially a level of horizontal support where if broken, the probabilities dramatically shift in favor of a new direction on the higher time frame, a very important point in time for both crypto and the risk asset market. Before we get into the broader analysis for Bitcoin, make sure to sign up to BitGet, BitUnix, or BingX. These are the exchange links down below. You will get a lifetime trading fee discount of 15% off all your trading fees. You will support yourself in your trading journey, and you'll support me making this content on a daily basis. Check it out. Links down below. It takes a few seconds to sign up. All you need is an email address. Check it out, and we'll see you back in the video very shortly. If you are looking for a new exchange or just want to support the channel, sign up to BitUnix with the link down below. You'll get a lifetime trading fee discount of 15%, which can build up to 45% based on your trading volume, as well as access to a bonus reward center, and of course, all of the exclusive campaigns we run on this exchange. You'll also get access to BitUnix being a non-KYC exchange, meaning you can sign up from anywhere in the globe without regulations. And most importantly, I only promote exchanges I trust and I use. As you can see, I trade on BitUnix very regularly, being the highest VIP level with over $500 million in trading volume for the last 30 days. And lastly, if you were interested in signing up to our other two exchanges, BingX or BitGet, you can also do that via the links down below. You as well will get the 15% trading fee discount and everything else that comes with it. Go ahead and sign up. Thank you for supporting. Let's jump back in. Okay, legends, let's go ahead and jump straight back into it. Taking a look at the weekly chart, we mentioned a major warning sign is potentially brewing on the weekly chart, and this is going to be that macro uptrend for the RSI. Essentially, what this represents is a potential macro negative momentum shift developing on the weekly chart. And the reason this is so significant is because if we take a look at the length of this RSI uptrend, it actually spans back from the initiation of what we call a falling wedge reversal pattern, which marked essentially the end of that prior bear market with this falling wedge structure over here, and we had that bullish divergence on the RSI. So taking that initial low from that falling wedge structure marks the beginning of when momentum actually reversed on the macro chart. Of course, we can see if we look at the inverse, where there's macro weekly downtrend here on the RSI, and you can see when these macro trends actually shift, we had a macro positive shift here. From that point upwards, we entered a macro uptrend. We are running the risk of seeing an inverse version, which is a macro negative momentum shift, which could result in a macro downtrend. So that is why this is important, because these macro momentum shifts often lead to directional continuations in the direction of which the momentum has shifted. So this is a major warning sign, and hopefully what we see here is a reversal develop from this level. However, we need to be fully aware of the significance of where the price is, being that underneath that daily low, which is the red line, printing a potential deviation and reversal structure here, and of course where that RSI is, where if we were to close the weekly below this level, could be alluding to a steeper and further correction. So that's the warning sign. We need to get that out the way, because if we don't talk about that and we see the steeper correction, well, you don't want to be caught off guard if that does occur. And this is essentially going to be the leading indicator which can warn us of that developing. So let's talk about potential correction targets if we were to see a steeper correction develop, and if we are going to see that weekly RSI shift down. So moving over to the 3-day chart, we are looking at the Gaussian channel indicator. Now, the Gaussian channel indicator is a fantastic tool at not only expressing overall trend strength and volatility, but mainly to express the shifts in the trends. Are we seeing this uptrend weaken? Are we seeing an uptrend strengthen? Are we seeing a downtrend originate? All these broader questions, the Gaussian channel indicator is a fantastic tool to answer. What we are seeing here is the price action dropping through the upper band, which signifies weakening of the overall uptrend. The midline is going to be a trigger for the initiation of the downtrend, and the break of the lower trend line is going to be confirmation that the downtrend will sustain, so at least continue for a larger amount of time on a general basis. If we are taking a look at the price action here, we are actually bouncing between that upper band and the middle level being the trigger point for a continuation towards the lower band. So we know that if Bitcoin does drop below this upper band trend line, okay, on the 3-day, we can see here that lines up with a price point of around about 83,000. If we take a look at Bitcoin where it is now, it's 86, so 83,000 would be in fact underneath this uptrend, okay? A drop underneath this uptrend would likely result in that 83,000 being lost. We would see the 3-day Gaussian channel midline being lost, and that is going to act as the trigger for a correction into the lower band. The lower band is sitting at around $75,000 as of right now. So this is what we're talking about, guys. The warning sign, the potential correction steeper is there. There is a possibility that we do see a move all the way back down into this level of liquidity. If we are unable to see a reversal develop in the short term, we'll discuss the potential of that in just a moment. But we're really outlining the significance of what is happening and the potential consequences if we fail to see these reversals and what those consequences may look like. Now, that is only the start of that. If we do see the price action lose that 3-day level, what we'll be seeing on the weekly, well, we just told you 75,000 to 73,000 lines up with the lower band on the 3-day, as it will line up with the upper band on that weekly. Now, as we can see here, the weekly Gaussian channel, we have been above basically ever since the mid-June period of 2023. We have retested this level once where we reversed from. If we retest this level again, there's a large probability we actually drop into it, which could result in a steeper correction for Bitcoin. So the potential here that we even go into a larger bear market downtrend into, mid-2025, potentially Q4 2025 before we finally reverse and continue, is a potential for Bitcoin. These things are realities that could occur if we are unable to really get that strength back in the reverses trend immediately, because it is beginning to look really, really weak on the high time frame. Now, if we move to the short-term charts, we just told you potential targets for Bitcoin are going to be around 75 to 73,000 if we have this weekly momentum breakdown. What happens if we don't? What happens if we sustain? What happens if we build up strength from here and continue upwards? Well, the confirmation we need for us to be confident that the price action will avoid that potential downward correction is going to be all up to this downtrend on the RSI and the downtrend on the weekly. The downtrend on the weekly is a representation of the trajectory of the price action since essentially the beginning of 2025, represented by this downtrending diagonal trend line. You can see that over here. Let's make it a little bit thicker. This trend line is essentially representing the trajectory of the price action, and thus while we are underneath it, the overall trend is downwards. This trend will extend and extend and extend and extend until we eventually break through this trend line. Upon the breakout of this trend line, we will likely see a reversal in price action. The sooner that breakout occurs, the larger we will generally see that reversal in terms of recovery for the price action. As opposed to if we broke down over here, the price action would not likely rally back up to these highs. So if we're looking at this trend line, we need to break above that trend line. In conjunction with the breakout, we need to see the RSI break through. The RSI is a representation of momentum. We cannot expect the price action reverse while momentum is negative, as it suggests the sellers are still in control of the trend. If we see the RSI break through positive, and we see the weekly downtrend break, that is going to be confirmation the price action will continue upwards. And the big thing now is, can that happen before we see a breakdown of the weekly RSI? Can we see the strength return? Can we see the momentum flip positive on the daily? Can we see the buyers step back in and break this downtrend to prevent a potentially imminent correction toward the downside, which may have lasting macro consequences for multiple weeks, or even worst case scenario, even months. So this is really the last leg for Bitcoin, the last chance, in my opinion, for Bitcoin over here to sustain. Let's jump into the short-term charts. So as we can see here, guys, the short-term charts, ignore the RSI for a second. We've got one important trend line, which is going to be our uptrend marked out by our prior lows. We can see the price action is consolidating sideways over here at the POC level. And of course, guys, we can see that daily downtrend is reflected by the black trend line. at the moment, what we have established is highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. We need to at least clear over 90,000 for us to be confident in a reversal towards the trend line. While we sustain under 90,000, there is a potential we come back down to retest this uptrend, and if we lose the uptrend, we are going much lower over here on the price action. So we are in this pinching zone, this decision zone. There is going to be a lot of uncertainty, a lot of chop, a lot of sideways price action. Trading becomes very tricky in this particular zone, especially when we're looking at altcoins because of the uncertainty that will be developing on the altcoin charts. One moment it looks like it's going up, the next moment it looks like it's going down, simply because of this sideways consolidation. So we need to be more or less zooming out to the bigger picture and asking what are the consequences of these larger moves and how those consequences may spill over to macro charts to then position ourselves for higher time frame swings. That is about it for Bitcoin today, guys. A bit of a shorter video. There's not really much more to say other than, you know, discussing the significance of these moves. So I can ramble on for another 5 minutes, or I'm going to end the video up there, but I do have one question I want to ask everyone who's stuck around to the end. And this is in regards to our second channel. Now, a lot of you probably don't even know we have a second channel. Second channel is MegaWhale Alt, so you can find a link in the pinned comment down below. I believe that will take you to our second channel. We haven't done many videos, maybe about 20-ish videos on that channel. It is specifically a second channel where we discuss the total market cap, where we discuss the altcoin market cap, and do occasional Ethereum videos. Now, as you know, I am more or less retiring from full-time trading. I've been trading now for 8 years. I've done very well in my trading career, and I need to start slowing down a little bit as I've kind of hit my goals. I'm doing more of a hobby now, more recreational, and I want to put more time into the community. I want to put more time into building up what we have here. And the second channel is an opportunity I see. And my question is, what do you guys think I should do? Do you have any suggestions? I don't want to do altcoin shilling, of course. We want to keep the no hype, no BS, pure raw TA kind of vibe going. Maybe analysis of top 10 altcoins every week or something I'm thinking about. Anyway, if you've got any suggestions, I'll be open to hear. Whether or not I take action on any of them, it's up to, you know, my discretion. But of course, some ideas are always appreciated. So check it out. Make sure to subscribe to our channel as well. Leave your comments down below. Thanks for tuning in today's video. Hopefully the market does spin around, but we have now identified the key trigger points and the consequences as if we do not see that. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video tomorrow. Bye.